I love marshmallows, I love chocolate, and I love stout, but do we get marshmallow flavour in a chocolate stout where there's been marshmallows or some kind of marshmallow flavouring added to beer? That's what I want to check out next. I'm skeptical because I always have been of marshmallows. The flavour of marshmallows, even toasted marshmallows going into a beer. So I'm going to be interested to see, can Brewdog make it happen in their 7% layer cake beer? So that's going to be up next. Hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan, and this is going to be another one of my no-nonsense beer reviews. We're going to get straight into the beer. Brewdog's Layer Cake. It is a marshmallow. It is a marshmallow chocolate stout. 7%. It's in one of these printed cans. Let me see if it says anything before I pour it in. Have your cake and drink it. Okay, I will do. Now, as per usual, you can't read any of the writing on the small print, which is sketchy to say the least. But I found that a lot on all of Brewdog cans, or any cans that I have seen that have been printed. The small print is absolutely illegible, but I don't care. I mean, it looks like a nice coloured can. I just want to get it out into the glass and see what it tastes like. We're going to pour it here. 7%, so there is a bit of weight to the beer. I'll start with that, and we'll leave that there. Hopefully you can see it. Just check out the can for a second there. Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to say about this is, on the front of the can, it looks like there's like some pink, and I wonder, is there anything else in this? I think I might have heard that there's raspberry in here or something, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't say it, so let's have a look. Nice, decent, thick head. There is some flavour coming off of it straight up the nose, but it does look highly inviting, I will say that. Sort of a nice cappuccino, slightly beige looking head of foam. Looks like it's going to stick around as well. A few big bubbles in it, but that's mainly down to the way I poured it. Let's have a little sniff of this beer. I'd love to know what's in this, actually, and I really wish that I could read that can now. Okay, so I had to get a really bright light and shine it onto the ingredients on the side of this can. It's actually crazy. I don't know how you're ever supposed to be able to read that fine print on the side here. So that's pretty bizarre. But it does seem to me like it's malted oats, malted barley, and just some kind of, it has lactose and some kind of a flavouring in it. Now, it says flavouring, but I couldn't read the word next to it for love nor money. I'm guessing that just means chocolate flavouring. It's kind of like a pastry stout. That's what we've got here anyway. It's 7%, it's layer cake. I just don't know if I'm going to get marshmallows in here, and I don't think I read marshmallows have been used in any part of the brew. I know what's going on here. So the flavouring that they've added is some kind of like chocolatey, toasty, sweet kind of a thing, and they're trying to mimic the burnt toastiness of marshmallows over a campfire. They've added a little bit of, they played around with a little bit of lactose to get that to go. It tastes a little bit artificial. I'm not going to say I don't like that, but it doesn't, you know, I still yet to see a marshmallow beer taste like or smell like or taste like marshmallows. But I'll go along with it for the ride for a little bit. Okay, so the flavour, if the aroma of flavouring is at a 2, let's say, then the flavour of the flavouring is at like 9. It's a serious amount of flavouring. There's some kind of chocolatey thing going on here, some kind of sweet, sort of caramelly, chocolatey, not caramel, just the kind of sweetness, really. It's very, very obviously artificial. Now, when I say artificial, I'm not going to knock it too much and say, no, I'm not enjoying that. It's just something that I personally don't prefer in beer. I like it to have some kind of skill rather than just making a beer and then just getting one of those squeezy bottles you get behind a coffee machine in a coffee shop and just squeezing it in and adding the flavouring in that way. It kind of feels like cheating, but you know, I'm not going to knock it too much. I'll just carry on and try the taste. It almost tastes like raspberries. I don't think it has anything like that in here because I can't read it on the back, but I wonder if I talked myself into thinking it's sort of like chocolate and raspberry. I mean, it says marshmallow chocolate stout, but the flavouring that's gone into this with alongside the lactose kind of makes it indiscernible. It doesn't like immediately scream out to you as anything in particular. It just feels like there's raspberry, it's like raspberry syrup in there or something. It's odd. It's just odd. There is kind of like a fruitiness to it, which I feel like I really wish I could have seen the ingredients. I don't want to make a fool out of myself, but it feels like there's raspberry syrup in here. I don't know what's in there, but it's definitely a muddle of flavors in here, and it's kind of like, you know, don't take this beer too seriously. It's a bit gimmicky. On that side of things, it's a little bit fun, it's a little bit enjoyable, but as far as the quality of the beer, it's really, really plastic feeling to me. It's artificial. I'm not loving it. It's not the sort of beer that I would buy and then go back to the shops and say, oh my God, there's layer cake, I've got to have that again. It's kind of like the polar opposite of that, where I would only have it if there was nothing else in the shop. And that's really what you need to judge beers on. Like, it's good if it's a one and done idea. I don't really like the flavour myself of this particularly, but other people I can see that love pastry stouts may really enjoy this. Yeah, it's just not really for me. That's the way I'll put it. Sensory, let's just quickly go. Yeah, so we're getting all that lactose, a bit of chocolate, a tiny bit of dark black malt I can get in the background for sure. But it's just dominated by all of those pastry stout ideas. It's all that lactose stuff. It just gets right in the way of beer. The beer itself is not overly alcoholic. It's not really beery. It is a little bit beery in the sense of dark, ultra dark malt, chocolate into black malt. But the beer itself is quite thin. There's no alcohol heat from it. It is 7%, which that part at least is good. But it's just overwhelmed with all the flavour. It's kind of like that brown bit dripping there. There's all the flavour going all over the beer and just coating it in a whole new different palette of flavour, which is just a little bit man-made. It's artificial, just not for me. I think that's about all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, that's my view on this brew. If you like pastry stouts, give it a go. If you're like me, it just doesn't do anything for me, is all I'll say about it. Anyway, cheers, Slancher, and it's on to the next one. Bye-bye.